we have had on again, off again rain for the last 3 days, and the dogs say, I'm not walking out there. I'm not going in the rain. We went for a short walk this morning, and they came beelining it back for the house, and within minutes, we got torrential downpours. So we are feeling for those people in Texas, those Texans, who are reeling with floodwaters south of us. And Bosque County is now in a flood warning, flash flood warning. And with this downpour, we expect that the bridge and Meridian will probably be closed soon. It's a lot of rain coming out of this cloud. And so I wanted to mention this. I listened briefly to some testimony from a guy who is part of the company that does geoengineering from Rainmaker. And, he explained what they were doing, which we've known that for a long time. And here's my thing. You should not invent something to turn something on if you don't have an off switch for it, because that's just negligence. You wouldn't turn on a car and jump out of it and let it do what it wants to do. Maybe that's your Tesla, but at least you got some control. You can shut them down. There is an off switch. But this stuff, I'm fearing for, more lives, more people who have the potential to be hurt by this because they just don't have a place to go. They don't know enough to get out of the way. It doesn't occur to them to, do something different. I see quite a bit of traffic on the road right now. A lot of water kicking up behind the trucks. And so that means that there's a pretty good skim on the road. The first half hour when a rain starts is the worst time to be on the road, they say, or so all the driving schools tell you, because that is when all that oil slick on the road rises up and becomes slippery. What's this have to do with animal chiropractic? Well, one of the beautiful things about animal chiropractic is that it's a turn on button, but it comes with a self-regulation. Those animals, once we turn their immune function on, they're self-regulated and they have an internal off switch. The immune system, so there are two parts to the prostaglandin system. One is a turn on and one is a turn off the immune function. And as long as those two are in place and that animal is getting adequate food, which is what my dogs are waiting for right now, because I haven't fed them yet. So we're getting ready to feed. We feed frozen dog food. And the reason we feed frozen raw is, I think there's a competition here. I think the reason we feed frozen raw is that this is more likely to have the proteins that these dogs need and the vitamins and minerals. And so it makes sure that they have that turn off switch. Oftentimes when your animals have an allergy, it's because the turn off switch is not working. So prostaglandins, you'll hear that, oh, this is a prostaglandin inhibitor. Well, guess what? Your body has one, all of its own. And it makes it out of proteins. And for dogs in particular, and for us, that comes from organ meats. Organ meats are things like liver and kidney and heart and lungs and those insides of the animal that we feed them. And one way to make sure they get enough of that is to feed a dog food that has it in it already. And then we also treat, our animal treats our dehydrated liver. And they love them and they're really tasty. People can eat them because it's people grade food. Don't eat the dog food, but the liver treats, that works. High in vitamin A, has all those omega fatty acids and the T and B6D that we need to turn off our immune system when it's like these eyeballs firing a little too high. allergies, all those things. That's what it's there for. If you're a veterinarian or a chiropractor and you have not added animal chiropractic yet, and you would love a treatment for your patients that allows them to turn on their immune system and then self-regulate it instead of overriding it, find us today at animalchiropracticeducation.com, and we will teach you how to build a successful animal chiropractic practice. We will give you the building blocks and the process and the ability to do that. Find us at animalchiropracticeducation.com.